Hey, truth seekers. Let's talk a little baseball. I just turned on Game 3 of the American League Championship Series. This was the first pitch I got to see. We're going to watch what happened. This is just more evidence of how obviously rigged professional sports are. Before I talk about what happens on this hit by number 33, Bird, where in Gematria Bird equals 33, and in Game 1 of the ALCS he hit a home run off the 33rd pitch by the pitcher he was facing. Before we get to this at bat by Bird, which again clearly shows how scripted professional sports are, I want to talk about what happened in Game 2 of the ALCS. It was the first baseball game that I watched from start to end. I watched it with my father, who's a big Yankees fan. At the end of that game, my dad finally came to terms with the fact that professional sports are obviously scripted. For anyone who plays baseball, they should know that the way Game 2 of the ALCS ended was absolutely ridiculous. If you missed Game 2 of the ALCS, the winning runner rounded third base and ran home, scoring the winning run while the ball was already in the infield. If you play baseball, you do not run from third to home when the ball is already in the infield. And in case you missed that play, a ball was hit to the outfield to Aaron Judge. He fielded the ball, and instead of firing it back into the infield like he should have, which is what you always do in baseball when there's runners on base, you always throw the ball to the cutoff man as quickly as possible. And the reason you do that is so the runners cannot advance. If you go watch the way Aaron Judge threw the ball back into the infield, he threw it as if there wasn't a care in the world that he was in the American League Championship Series. He lobbed it back into the infield. A nice feathery throw as if he didn't want to hurt the hand of the man catching the ball. So that was the first thing wrong with the play. Then the next thing wrong was the shortstop fielded the ball at second base from Aaron Judge, and at that same moment, the runner began to run from third to home. So what did the shortstop do? He threw a crap ball in the dirt. Despite the ball being in the dirt, it was still completely fieldable by the catcher. But what did the catcher do? Then the catcher decided to just knock the ball down into the dirt instead of catching it, allowing the runner to score. Nothing about that play looked legitimate. It was just like the last Super Bowl on 2/5 where the Patriots came back from 25 points, completely unrealistic, in the season where they moved the touchback to 25 yards. Again, it was the 97th season of the NFL. 97's the 25th prime. Bill Belichick equals 97. The Patriots beat the Falcons. Falcons equals 25. Plus a whole lot more. Tom Brady's 25th playoff win. It was a big joke. All the professional sports are a big joke, always scripted and by the numbers. So last ALCS game, which ended with a very unrealistic ending, which should have told every baseball fan that this is just complete crap. Before that, some other sure signs of the rigging. The first run of the game was a home run by Correa, who also had the winning RBI. And before Correa hit his home run to give the first run of last game, the announcer was talking about how all week he's been practicing hitting to opposite field. And for the run, he hit an opposite field home run that just barely cleared the fence. Just barely. And it landed in the glove of a young boy all decked out in Astros gear. But before it landed in the glove of that boy, Aaron Judge, who was playing right field, was right there to catch the ball. Aaron Judge is a big, tall man. If he would have stuck his arm out, he would have caught the ball. But if you go back and watch the replay, Aaron Judge took his eye off the ball, didn't even try to catch it, and started staring at the little boy who caught it. Now, this part, I might lose some of you, but I swear to God it's the truth. You know, I documented how earlier this year Chris Christie caught a foul ball at the game he was at. I've been talking about what's weird with Steve Bartman sitting in seat 113 when he screwed it up with the Cubs when they were facing the Marlins. Go back and look at this story earlier this year. A Harlem Globetrotter named Bull Bullard, which might as well be the name Bullshit, threw a basketball out of a helicopter, 200 and some feet, 300 and some feet in the air, whatever it was. He threw a basketball out of a helicopter and made the shot. The entire thing was by the numbers. I have a video on it. I have a blog post on it. What this shows is what I've been saying for years, that there is technology in these balls and in these sports. Drone technology is real. There is drone technology in these balls. And I guarantee you Correa's first home run was supposed to end up in the glove of the little boy that it did. Just like a few weeks ago, the foul ball was supposed to end up in Chris Christie's lap. Just like before that, the foul ball was supposed to end in Steve Bartman's lap. These balls have technology that are taking them to the target. And I guarantee you the same thing happened later in Game 2 of the ALCS. The first Yankee run, before it was scored, I was watching with my dad and I said, watch, the Yankees are going to score right here. And the reason I knew the Yankees were going to score on the at-bat that they did is because what happened the play before. The play before was a hit to the outfield. There's a center fielder. It should have been a single. It was an easy ball to field and throw back into the second baseman, holding the runner at first. But instead, the center fielder acted like it was his first time on the green grass. He acted like he didn't know how to play the ball. He didn't know how to pick it up. He fumbled with the ball, allowing the runner to run into second base, which in baseball, if you're on second base, you're now in scoring position. I said, look at that crap. I mean, obviously, the next at-bat's going to score the Yankee run and bring it to 1-1. 11. New York, the 11th state. And then so the next at-bat was a long hit to the fence. It hit the fence, fell down, and got wedged between the wall and the fence. And the announcers were like, wow, how about that? Stuck in the fence. I guarantee you they screwed with the field to create that gap between the fence and the wall so the ball would get stuck there just so Joe Buck, the fucking loser that he is, could talk it up. This is how scripted and stupid these games are. So that made it 1-1. By the way, when Correa hit his opening home run, it was on the 54th pitch, and I told my dad before that home run was hit, I said, okay, this is going to be interesting. It's the 54th pitch, 54, huge baseball number. Baseball in gematria equals 54, forwards and backwards. 54 outs in a complete game. 54 has numerology and 9 innings. 54th pitch was the first run. So you had the Correa home run scripted. You had the Yankees' first run scripted. There were a whole bunch of other things in that game, including Verlander's strikeouts. If you missed my video on when Verlander got traded to the Astros, it was all by the numbers. Verlander, his pitching was not that good. He was throwing breaking pitches all game off the plate that were breaking away from the plate. Look, if you play baseball and you know how to hit, you don't swing at breaking pitches off the plate that are breaking away from the plate. All game, Yankees just took horrible at-bats, swinging at everything and striking out like idiots as if they had never played baseball before. I guarantee you the average high school team in this country would have hit better against Verlander than the Yankees did in that game. And it's not coincidental. I've been saying for years, all of these games are scripted to the pitch, to the box score, to the final score. It's true like this in all sports. Go back and watch Game 2 of the ALCS and watch the Yankee at-bats. They're just embarrassing. Who swings with 2 strikes at a breaking pitch that's way inside and coming at you? Nobody swings at that pitch unless they purposefully want to strike out. Yankees went down all night on that pitch. You know, Verlander's stuff was not that good. Yankees acting like, you know, it was the greatest performance ever, just whiffing at the worst pitches all night long. Now, all that said, let's watch how stupid this is on the 47th pitch of the game. Watch what happens here on the 47th pitch with number 33 at bat. Bird 33, just like in Boston, Massachusetts. Massachusetts 33, Bird 33. Larry Bird used to wear 33. Larry equals 74. It's always 33, 47, 33, 74. We see these pairings all the time. So now watch number 33 on the 47th pitch and just watch how stupid this is. This should be an easy out. Watch this. This is so embarrassing.
Back in 2009, it has the Yankees in the ALCS. First time since 2012. Flat ball into left. Long run by Maben. Won't get there.
I mean, what the fuck? He just let the ball fall at his feet. That was an easy catch, you know? Easy. I would have caught that as a 9-year-old. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just don't know how people watch these pro sports and think they're not scripted. Remember, 2 years ago, 111th World Series in spring training, I said why the Mets would be in it. Talked about Yoenis Cespedes. Remember what he did in Game 1 of the 111th World Series, New York equals 111? Yoenis, can of corn hit to him to start off the World Series. Easy out. He doesn't catch it. Then he kicks it with his feet, and it creates an in-the-park home run. Just so stupid. Matt Harvey on November 1st has no runs allowed, and then on his 111th pitch of the 111th World Series on 11/1, gives up the first RBI of the game to a batter who approached the plate with a 111 batting average. It's a joke. Last year, the 112th World Series ended on 11/2. Oh my God. Wake up, people. Wake up. I just can't believe what I'm just seeing here. Lets the ball fall at his feet. Unreal. Until next time, Truth Seeker.